Welcome back to Recasting the 80's, featuring Masters of the Universe Part 2. In this episode, we'll discuss which actor could potentially play the lead role of He-Man. There are a few ways to portray He-Man in this new film, but we'll get to that in a minute. For now, I want to remind you this is Part 2, so if you haven't seen Part 1 yet, and there are choices for the rest of the main cast, check out the link below before watching any more of this video. Now that you've seen Part 1, we can talk about the casting for the role of He-Man. First, let's discuss two obvious options for the role that have been talked about a lot in the media. Yes, we all know Chris Hemsworth would make a perfect He-Man. The star of Marvel's Thor series would be ideal as the most powerful man in the universe, but Hemsworth himself has actually said he'd rather not play the part, so that kinda ends the discussion right there. The second most talked about choice is Channing Tatum. When John Chu was attached to direct the film, Tatum seemed the most likely candidate, but since Chu has left the picture, the casting of Tatum is highly uncertain. Now, I wouldn't be absolutely heartbroken if Tatum were actually picked for the role, but honestly, he wouldn't really be my first choice. He just doesn't feel like He-Man to me. He doesn't have that whole I could be a Nordic barbarian thing going on that Hemsworth does, or even Dolph Lundgren did. So, for the purposes of this video, Hemsworth and Tatum are out. So, where do we go from here? Well, like I said earlier, there are two ways to go about casting He-Man. The first is to cast a separate Prince Adam and a separate transformed He-Man. If you recall in our first video, we cast Colin Ford as Prince Adam. So now you need to cast a huge Hulk as He-Man, someone who could be a believably transformed Prince Adam. A lot of people have mentioned The Rock from the WWE as a potential He-Man. I'm not a huge fan of that casting choice either. There may be a part for The Rock somewhere in the Masters franchise, but I don't think He-Man is the right role. If it was gonna be someone from the WWE, I think I'd rather see John Cena cast as He-Man. He has the huge build for the role, and I think I could believe him as a transformed Colin Ford. Cena does have some acting credits under his belt, mainly starring in WWE-produced films like The Marine, Legendary, and 12 Rounds. But the truth is, if the film is cast with a separate Prince Adam and a separate He-Man, I suspect most of the more intense acting scenes would go to the Adam character. Adam overcoming his fears and weaknesses and coming into his own as an adult, even without the He-Man persona, would likely be a central theme in this film. Adam is really the relatable character. He-Man is the fantasy. So, John Cena is one potential choice for He-Man, but the current film producers have made it a point to say that they would prefer to cast someone unknown in the role of He-Man. It's difficult to cast an unknown here in this video, but there is one option that I'm aware of. Fleming is an actor and stuntman, and is actually campaigning for the role of He-Man. He has the size and the look, and unbeknownst to you, he's done stunts in some major blockbuster movies, like Thor: The Dark World, Riddick, and Captain America: The Winter Soldier. He may be just the kind of person that producers are looking for to cast as an unknown transformed He-Man. The question is, can he act? Well, like I said with Cena, the Adam character would really do most of the acting. Fleming would just have to show up, look good, kick some bad guys around the set. He does have a good voice for the role though. Check out his YouTube channel, there's a link below in the description. His deep voice is perfect for calling on the powers of Grayskull. Now so far, we've been discussing actors to play He-Man separately from Prince Adam. There is another possibility though, casting the same actor to play He-Man and to play Adam. I should also point out right away that I'm not a fan of the idea of using CG like Captain America did to make a bulky He-Man actor look like the slimmer Atom character. That did work well in Captain America, but that was only for a portion of the film. Atom will pop up over and over throughout this movie, and I really want to be able to relate to him, not spend my time thinking about how good or how bad the CG is. So, that being said, let's consider some actors to play He-Man and Atom. One name that continuously comes up when discussing He-Man casting is Kellan Lutz. Lutz rose to fame in the Twilight series, and recently he starred in the epic, but critically panned, Hercules film. Lutz isn't crazy huge like John Cena or Fleming, so I'd have a harder time picturing him as a transformed Prince Adam. He's still pretty built though, and he does have a look that might carry off the Adam He-Man character well, so I could imagine him playing a warrior Prince Adam whose strength is augmented by mystical armor and a magical sword. Of course, if you're looking to go the unknown actor route, you could always look again into the world of sport and fitness. Perhaps producers could audition someone like Scott Herman for the role of Adam/He-Man. Herman is best known for appearing on The Real World Brooklyn, but since then, he's gone on to become an internet fitness guru. He has the perfect body for the role of He-Man, and because he's just under 6 feet tall, he could pass for a Prince Adam and then easily be a great on-screen He-Man. Herman's acting resume is light. Besides The Real World, he briefly appeared in the 2011 film Living Will. He was also in a couple of music videos, most notably Roller Coaster by the band Prospect Hill. But his lack of prominent film roles may actually be on his side for a project like this. Lots of other names have been tossed around the internet and the media. Jason Momoa from the newest Conan movie and from Game of Thrones. Daniel Cudmore of X-Men fame. Joe Magliano, True Blood's resident werewolf. Charlie Hunnam from Pacific Rim. Cam Gigandet from Burlesque. So, who should play He-Man? Truth is, we don't really know. It really depends on a lot of factors. Whether or not you'll have separate actors playing Adam and He-Man, whether or not there will be a secret identity, or if you'll follow the current comic book trend and do away with the secret identity completely. It depends who tests well on screen, who has chemistry with the other actors. Dolph Lundgren left some big shoes to fill. It'll take a lot of screen tests and auditions to find the right He-Man for the role this time.
I'll be back.